Hi everyone, I hope you're doing really well. So here I am with my fifth video. It's going to be a bit more of like a high intensity kind of cardio and Pilates workout. So if I am going too fast or you are feeling a bit knackered, just pause me and come back to the exercise, and that's absolutely fine, but get ready for some sweating. Also guys, as always, just thinking about your lower back, your hips, your knees, anywhere that just doesn't feel good, like we shouldn't be working those areas. So if you are feeling any pain there, just stop, come back to the exercise, listening to my cues, and hopefully you'll feel a bit more confident as time goes on. Cool, so getting started guys, go to the top of your mats. I'm going to come into the centre just so you can see me. As always, we're going to start just with our feet on the floor, planting those toes down. Just soften those knees so you're not extending through those legs. Take a big breath in, reaching those hands up, relax those shoulders, exhale, take those hands down. Starting to think about that rib to hip connection. So as you inhale, try not to flare or arch your lower back. Try to really start feeling that connection, like you're drawing your ribs down towards your hips. Exhale. Good, on this last one, bring those arms up nice and strong here. We're going to take a side bend over towards the left hand side, just reaching nice and long with that top hand, starting to feel your other hand come down towards your foot. Good, exhale, come back up, bring that other hand to meet it and going to the other side. Nice big stretch here, really feeling it through the sides in your body, reaching nice and long. Good, exhale, coming back up. We're going to go one more on each side here, so just trying to go a little bit further. Really using that core to bring you back up. Exhale, coming over to the other side. Good, just feeling a nice stretch. Coming back to the centre, take those hands down. We're going to do nice shoulder rolls here, so just starting to feel nice and mobile here. Getting every muscle moving. Nice big shoulder rolls up to the ears, down and back. Good, last two here. Last one. Good, we're going to work on our roll down now. So just tucking your chin, start to roll down nice and slowly here. There's no rush at all. So just feeling like those shoulders are melting down towards the mat. Just take a slight bend in those knees so you're not extending too far here. So just relax those shoulders. Just start to gently sway from side to side here. You can maybe nod your head yes, shake your head no. Just feeling nice and loose. Maybe roll those shoulders a little bit here as well. Just feeling like there's no tension in that neck or those shoulders at all. Take those hands to the floor. We're going to walk ourselves out into our plank position. So just taking those hands underneath your shoulders here. Relax those shoulders, pulling them down towards the waistband in your leggings. Tuck that pelvis under slightly, starting to feel that whole body engage here. Good, taking a couple of deep breaths. Good, lovely. Good, one more deep breath. And we're going to push ourselves up to our downward facing dog position here. So this is more kind of a yoga position, but sometimes we do it as part of a flow in Pilates. So really pushing your hands into the floor here. You want to be feeling like your shoulders are rolling down, and you want to try and pull your heels towards the floor. So just really piking those hips up and feeling a nice stretch through the back of those legs actually. Bending those knees, we're going to walk our hands towards our feet. And we're going to roll up nice and slowly. So again, no rush here. Just letting those shoulders feel really nice and loose. And then start to come up through the spine. So you want to come up sort of with your lower back first, then your middle back, then your upper back, and then give those shoulders a nice roll when you get to the top. We're going to warm up a bit more through the legs and through the glutes now. So I want you to take your legs wider than the mat. So if I'm facing the right way, your feet are wider than the mat here. They are in a kind of turned out position. So you don't want them facing in like a number 11 position. You want them turned out nice and wide. Take your hands on your hips to start with. We're going to be pushing down into a kind of a squat position, but the difference here is that we're not sticking our bottom out. So you're going to be driving down, but I want you to think about tucking that pelvis under, coming all the way down, really pushing those heels down into the floor, and then coming back up. So driving down, tuck that bottom under. So imagine that you're kind of coming down in between two walls here, so you definitely can't be sticking that bottom out. In terms of your knees, thinking about coming over your second toe here, so don't let them come in or push them too far out. You want them to be over your toes. Good, let's start to pick up a bit more pace now and a bit more depth as well. So you inhale to go down, exhale to drive up, squeezing those glutes when you get to the top. Good, lovely guys. Really tuck that pelvis under, engaging through that core, relax your shoulders. To challenge, you can take your hands up in the air, reaching them nice and tall, but again, relax those shoulders. We're going to go for 3 more here. Last 2. Good, last one. I want you to hold down here. We're going to take our right heel up off the floor and then down. Left heel up off the floor and down. So just keep going from side to side here. You'll start to feel a nice burn through those thighs. Nice big breathing here, just try and get through it. If you want to advance, you can come up with both heels and come back down. This is your more advanced option. So try not to affect your height here as well. So try not to go up and down. We're staying nice and low. You might feel a little bit of a shake through those legs. Completely normal. Good, keeping that core switched on, reaching nice and tall. Let's go for another 4 here. Last 3. Last 2. Last one here. Coming back down. Stay where you are. Take those hands out to the side. We're going to pulse and push our hands out. So push, 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 pulse. Good. For 10, 9. You've got this. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Driving all the way up. Give those legs a nice shake. You'll start to feel that burning a little bit more now. Tucking that chin, rolling back down to the mat. Just catch your breath here. Just take a couple of moments. We're going to walk ourselves back out to our plank position. So we're going to come into a bit more of an active move here, so including our downward facing dog. So I want you to take your left hand and reach it towards your right toe, your right kind of ankle, and then coming back to your plank position. So you might need to adjust yourself ever so slightly, and then reaching opposite hand, opposite leg. So you're kind of coming always back into your plank position, and then reaching towards your ankle. So this is starting to work the core. We're also starting to work those obliques, so kind of getting that twist in. This is also going to get your heart rate up as well. Good, nice guys. Don't forget to breathe here. Don't hold it in. Making sure you're coming back to that nice plank position. Let's reach a little bit further for the last 2 here. Good, last one. Lovely, just take those knees down towards the mat, untuck those toes, sit back on your bottom, and then just take those legs out in front of you. So taking those feet on the floor, hip distance apart here. As you exhale, we're going to come into our C curve, so you want to kind of protract your shoulders at the back there, and almost like someone's punched you in the stomach, you're kind of curving around, so you want to come into a curving shape. So this is your C curve, so you come down as far as you can feel it through the stomach here, and then coming back up. As you exhale, tuck that pelvis, really feel it through that stomach. You're flattening and scooping that belly as you come down. So imagining that you're pulling those hip bones towards each other in the center. And back up. Keep going here. Good, we're going to go for 2 more. Use that breath, exhale to come down, inhale back up. On this last one, we're going to hold down. So coming to a position where you're feeling kind of like you are really working here, that your lower back should not be in any pain at all. If it is, come up a little bit more. Otherwise, challenging yourself here. We're going to take our arms up. Exhale as you bring those arms up so your biceps are near your ear, and then inhale, come back down. Exhale. So if you are working nice and hard here, you'll start to feel your belly will shake when you bring those arms up. So you're really challenging that core. If you need a break at any time, feel free to come back up and then readjust your position. Exhale, lift and down. Good, let's go for another 3 here. Last 2. Good, last one here. Lovely, just coming up for one moment here. Give yourself a little bit of a shake. Coming back into that C curves. Exhale, coming back down here. Take those hands back out in front of you. We're going to look towards our hand. Open up to the left-hand side, reaching nice and long. Come back to center. Exhale, following your hand onto the right side. So just alternating here. Good, really feeling that rotation through that stomach. Nothing else should be moving here. Not your legs. Not the shape of your hips or anything. Use that breath. Good, we're going to go for one more on each side. Good, last one here. Good, lovely, and coming all the way down to the mat, and just hug those knees in towards your chest. Just give yourself a moment here. Okay, lovely guys. So we're just going to come into one of our exercises called our hundreds prep. So we're not actually going to do hundreds today, but this is kind of the prep exercise. So it's not one that we've done before. So you're going to be starting off in your tabletop position. So I want you to tuck that pelvis under, push that lower back into the floor, and then come up to your tabletop position one at a time here. So your knees are in line with your hips. Make sure your knees are not coming in too far. Really push that lower back down to the floor. Really tuck that belly in. So really pull your belly button towards your spine. Really feel those hip bones pulling towards each other in the center. You want to feel that pull. Remember what I said before about doing up a pair of jeans, how you'd squeeze everything in. So really you've got that feeling here. So we're going to start with our hands up towards the ceiling here. I'm going to come back to this position once we've done our exercise. So reaching those hands up. As you exhale, we're going to be lifting up, reaching those toes up towards the ceiling, bringing those hands down, and then coming back to that position as I just said. So exhale, lift up, reach those hands through, legs up to the ceiling, and back down. Now, if you do have tight hamstrings, you can bend those legs slightly. That's absolutely fine. I really want you to feel that flattening through that belly, nice and strong through those hands, and a nice squeeze on that tummy when you get to the top. Good. Nice, guys. Tuck that chin ever so slightly as well when you lift up. Good, we're going to go for another 3 here. Last 2. On that last one, I want you to hold up here. We're going to pulse. Good, keep going. We're going to go for 10, 9, 8, 7. Come up a little bit higher. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring those knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little rock from side to side here. We're going to take those legs straight up. Now, if, like me, you do have quite tight hamstrings, you might want to just bend those knees slightly. If you can get them all the way up, that's absolutely fine. Just going to cross those feet over as well. Taking your right hand behind your head, lift your left arm up. We're going to reach over towards the ankle, come back to the center, bring your other hand to your head, and then reaching over to the center. So we're staying lifted the whole time here. We're literally just reaching from side to side. So you're reaching up towards your ankle. Now this will get your obliques fired up. So you're really twisting, reaching your kind of left hip towards your your left rib towards your right hip. Use that breath. Exhale to reach. Inhale back. Good, nice guys. Go a little bit faster. Good, we're going to go for another 6. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Hold here with those hands behind your head. We're going to take those legs straight. We're going to take our heels together and we're going to pulse for 1, 2, 3, and then bring those knees in towards your chest. Hands behind your head. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Let's come back into that position now that we were doing before. So when we were doing our hundreds preps, you're going to reach those hands forward. Now we're just going to bring them forward and we're going to pulse for 1, 2, 3. Coming back down. Lovely. Exhale, reach. Turn those feet out. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, reach forward. 1, 2, 3. Now if you want to challenge yourselves even more, you can bring those legs into a bit more of a 45-degree angle. 1, 2, 3. Otherwise those legs are going straight up to the ceiling. Good, so close guys. This is a challenging move. Good, let's go for 2 more. You've got this. Last one here. 1, 2, 3. Bring those knees in and just gently rock from side to side here. Lovely work guys. We're just going to finish off with a couple of our crisscross moves. So one of my favourite oblique exercises. If you want to, you can keep your feet on the floor with your knees bent like this, completely fine. If you want to advance, tucking that pelvis under, coming back to your tabletop position here. Hands behind your head, interlace your fingers. Now we're going to be, again, moving from side to side, really working our side muscles here. So, as you exhale, you're going to take your left armpit towards your right knee, and I'll explain a bit more about that in a minute. As you do that twist, you're going to extend your opposite leg down towards the floor and then come back to center. Exhale, twist, back to center. So, try to leave your knee where it is and try to reach your armpit over. If you try and do that, you'll realise that you're not bringing your elbow all the way over to your knee. You're actually reaching further and keeping that chest nice and open as well. So that's the key here, is keeping that chest open. And you should feel that a lot more if you actually follow that guidance of armpit towards knee and keep your knee where it is. Don't bring your knee in. Exhale, twist. Woo, this is challenging. Good, reaching nice and twisted here. Good, we're going to go for another 4. Last 3, you've got this. Last 2. Last 1. Good, bring those knees in towards your chest. Gently rock from side to side. Take a stretch here, reach those hands and legs nice and long. Take a big stretch, arch that lower back. You'll feel that lovely stretch through those abdominals. Coming back in, we're going to roll straight back up here. We're going to come into our next move. So turning over, we're going to come onto all 4s. We've got a nice little booty burner for you here. So we're going to get started straight away. So wrists are underneath your shoulders, knees are in line with your hips. You've got that nice neutral spine here, so you should be able to put a glass of water on your lower back and it should stay where it is. So make sure you're not tucked under, make sure you're not arching, you're in between. Really sucking that belly in towards your spine, lifting up through that core. Okay, we're going to come into our horse kick movement here. So let's start with the left leg. Flex that foot. We're going to extend nice and long here. And then bring that knee back towards your other one. Exhale, reach. Sorry, actually we're going to point our toe as we do that. So stretching nice and long, pointing that toe, squeeze that bottom and back in. Now use that breath. A couple of things to think of here. You might want to push a bit more into your left hand, otherwise you might feel yourself twisting a bit. So push into that left hand a bit more and you might feel that you get a bit more square through the hips, which is what we're after. Now you'll see what I'm doing as well. I'm not arching my back, I'm not pushing my hands down, I'm keeping nice and stable, really reaching nice and long with that foot. Starting to squeeze through that glute. Good, use that breath. Exhale to push. Also, I'm not going too high with that leg either. I was just checking I wasn't, because sometimes you can lift it a little bit high. You just want it to kind of be in a straight line here behind your body. Good, we're going to go for another 2 here. Good, last one. Hold where it is. We're going to do small pulses here, so I want you to point that toe, and I want you to do a tiny movement, but I want you to really feel like it's being driven all from that bottom. So squeezing that bottom is helping lift that leg up. So relaxing those shoulders away from your ears, try to relax that upper body. Squeezing nice and hard through the glute here. Is your core still switched on? Are you supported through the center? Squeeze that bottom. Good, we're going to go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold here. We're going to draw a rainbow shape now. So I want you to take your leg and lift it all the way over to your right side. Tap down on the floor. Lift it up. Draw a nice big rainbow shape and then come over towards the left. So you're kind of drawing a big semicircle with your toe here. Now where you're going to feel it most in the glute is that top bit here. So as you come up and over, that's where you really want to feel that bottom burning. Now try and be nice and stable through the hips. So notice that my body isn't moving from side to side. I'm only going as far over as what I can control this movement. So it really is all about the control. It doesn't matter how high you get it or from side to side, how kind of far across you get it. You know, I really want you to think about keeping those hips stable. Relax those shoulders again, using that breath. Don't hold it in. We're going to go for another 2 here. Good, last one. I want you to hold over towards the left-hand side here. So you're in a kind of funny position where your leg's coming out to the side at like a 45-degree angle. We're going to lift that leg up. Now we're going to flex that foot and we're going to sweep that leg back in line with our body, so behind us. Exhale, sweep out. Inhale, come back. Exhale, sweep out. Inhale, back in. So you should start to feel this through the glute. I know that I definitely am. Try and be nice and stable. Remember what I said about using that left hand as a bit more of a support here. Try and keep nice and square. Exhale. Good, we're going to go for another 2 here. Last one, hold it there. Small pulses to finish. Reach up, reaching through that heel. We're going to go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that leg down. Take those knees wide, feet together, toes together. Just sitting back on your heels. Having a moment here in your child's pose. Taking a deep breath in. Good. Coming up here. Now we're just going to take our knees back slightly and just lower ourselves down to the floor. We're only going to do one upper body movement today. So if you want to, you can take a kind of easier option. So you're reaching your hands nice and long in front of you, reaching your legs nice and long behind you. You can take your left hand and your right leg up and then bring it down. And then change. So you can take your right arm up, left leg up and down. So this is kind of your easier option. You can either do that with your forehead on the floor or with your head up like I'm doing now. If you want to advance a bit more, really thinking about that core, bring that belly button up off the floor. We're going to lift our hands and our feet up off the floor. Take that eye line down once you've got the movement. And we're going to start to pitter-patter those hands and feet up and down here. So this is our freestyle swimming. Thinking about relaxing those shoulders away from your ears. Try and be nice and stable so you're not rocking from side to side. You really should just be moving your hands and your feet and feeling nice and steady through the core. Reaching a little bit further through those hands and those toes. Point those toes, reach those hands. We're going to go for another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming down here. Lovely work, guys. Pressing yourself up. Coming back to your all fours position. We're going to go over to the other leg now. So, Taking your right leg, we're going to come into that horse kick movement. So your all fours position, your neutral spine here. We're going to take our leg out behind and draw it in. Just bringing your knee right in line with your other knee. It doesn't have to come any further in. So pointing that leg, starting to really feel that squeeze through the glute. Again, remembering not to go too high with that leg behind you. You don't want to be arching through that back. Height is not a factor here. You'll see people in the gym arching their back and doing all these sorts of things, but really it doesn't matter about the height, it's about the length and it's about squeezing those right muscles. Exhale to push. Inhale back. Good, let's go for another 3 here. You're so close to finishing now, guys. Last 2. Last one, hold it here. Start to pulse up and down. Small movements, again, remembering that you want it to be lifted all through that pulsing movement from the bottom. You also might feel like that one side is really good and the other one is really bad. Completely normal, and I definitely have that. So just recognize what's going on, just a bit of an imbalance, very normal. Hold that core in, really lifting up, relax those shoulders away from your ears. Squeeze that bottom. We're going to go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold here, drawing that rainbow. Tapping over to the left and over to the right. Keeping those hips nice and steady here. Keeping those hips square to the mat. You'll really start to use your core here for stability as well. So it will really help you not move from side to side. Nice big rainbow shape here. Use that breath. Good, lovely guys. We're going to go for another 2 here. Good. Last one. Coming over to the side now. Just keep it where it is. Remember, we're going to lift that leg up, flex that toe, and we're going to sweep it in line with our body here. So exhale, sweep out to the right and back in. Now I can definitely get a bit more kind of to the side with my right leg. I feel definitely a lot more stable on this side. You might feel the same as well. Really think about keeping that core switched on. I can really feel my stomach working as that leg comes over to the right. Exhale, inhale back. Good, lovely. We're going to go for another 2 here. Last one, hold it out. Small pulses to finish. Really pressing through that right side as well to help with that kind of squareness through the hips. Pulse, pulse, keep that foot flexed. We're going to go for another 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that leg in. Take those toes together. Just sit back on the heel for a moment. Take your child's pose and just have a nice deep breath in. Guys, you are done. Thank you so much. Make sure you give those glutes a nice stretch. I will do a stretching video one day soon, but thank you so much. I'm very sweaty. I hope you are too. Have a great evening. Bye everyone.